Peace and blessings, my collective. Welcome back from the trenches to the cosmos, where we take life lessons from the trenches and connect it with the wisdom of the universe. Now, before we begin, understand this deck has already been pre-shuffled, prayed over, and I ask my spirit guides of my highest truth and compassion to assist me with direction, divine guidance, and counsel, for the truth can come through in this message for you. Now, Capricorn, this is your April 2026 reading, and this one right here, this is liberation at the root. Now, let's go to the sky first, because right now we've got a heavy Aries concentration activating your fourth house, and I'm talking about the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune, all in Aries. Now that's pressure. That's not external, it's internal. Your home, your emotional foundation, your private world, your conditioning. So if something has been stirred up inside you, old emotions, old patterns, old thoughts resurfacing, that's not random, that's activation. This is Aries coming into your foundation and saying, something here has to change. Now, let's bring in the tarot, because this is how you're experiencing it. The first card that jumped out for you during my shuffle is the Devil in reverse. Now, this is where it begins, because Capricorn, you're breaking free. Most reversals, some say is not a good thing, but in this case, a devil in reverse is a very good thing. It's a very positive sign. It means you're breaking free. This is something that had a hold on you, a pattern, a mindset, an attachment, a cycle that was tied to your emotional roots. And reverse, that's release. That's the chains that are coming off. That's you stepping out of something that once had control over you. But breaking free is only the first step, Capricorn. All right, let's continue to unfold this message. The next card that jumped out for you during my shuffle is the Daughter of Swords in reverse. All right, now this is the mental conflict. You're still processing, still questioning, still overthinking. Do I feel the right thing? Am I seeing this clearly? Am I ready for this change? So now we see the split. Your reality is shifting forward, but your mind is still catching up. And this is where people fall back, not because they have to, but because the mind tries to return to what feels familiar. And then third card that jumped out for you during the shuffle is the Magician. I love the way the Wild Unknown Tarot, Kim Cranes, designed these cards. Look at that. All right, now this represents a shift. This is where your power comes back on in alignment, into alignment, okay? You start to realize you're not stuck, you're not waiting, you're not dependent. You create what happens next. The Magician is awareness, it's intention, it's control. So now the energy moves from what is happening to me to what am I choosing now? And next up, we have the Eight of Swords. You had a lot of reversals in this spread, which, you know, I started back in March. I don't know if you saw your reading in March. I did 3 spreads. I did a 3-card spread. This month, Spirit told me to turn it up, do a 5-card spread. And in the month of March, I got more reversals than I did in April. You know, and I'm usually not too fond of reversals, but because it's a lot to interpret with these cards when they're upright alone. So When you're doing reversals, it's double, triple the information, right? But I just let the spirit guide me through the readings, and this divine message is going to get across one way or the other. But here it goes, right? So you have the Eight of Swords. This is the breakthrough. This is the mind freeing itself. This is you realizing the trap was never real. The fear, the doubt, the overthinking. It had you feeling stuck for a minute, but you were never actually stuck, you see? And when this card jumps out in reverse, this is clarity. This is release. This is you stepping out of the mental cage. This is you saying, oh, I see it now. So now, you're not just breaking free physically, you're breaking free mentally. All right? And the last card that flipped out for you during the shuffle is the Father of Cups. And this is who you become. This is who you become. This is emotional mastery. Just look at that swan. Calm, controlled, stable. Huh? That's you right now. Not reacting, not pulling back, not losing yourself in your emotions. This is you saying, I feel everything, but I move with intention now. This is emotional authority. Not to get, religious or biblical, but in biblical scripture, the word says, I have given you the authority. It doesn't say too much about giving you the power. It says, I give you the authority. And in this situation here, Capricorn, is clear, you have the authority. You have emotional authority, self-mastery, okay? A lot of people don't have authority over their emotions. They're reactive. They react off impulses, right? They most people can't recognize triggers that are activating traumas that's buried deep down, so deep that you barely even notice, like Carl Jung spoke about in The Shadows, right? Shadow work. We don't know that these hidden traumas are what's causing us to react to circumstances and situations in our environment. It's what's causing us to escape, use different substances and vices to escape the reality, because a lot of the pain and trauma that we've experienced in our lifetime. But this is you, Capricorn. This is you in emotional authority, gaining control of things. So Capricorn, let's bring this all together, all right? Because you got a heavy Aries concentration that's activating your fourth house. It's really causing all this, all these energetic shifts that's happening right now in your inner world. Your emotional roots are being challenged, right? The tarot shows the full story. It shows you break free from something deeply rooted. You mentally wrestle with it. You reclaim your power. You free your mind. And you step into emotional control. It's a beautiful story the way it unfolds. Let me show you again. Even with these reversals, that's why I love tarot. It shows you a story. It's the story of how the energetic influences manifest, right? So for the month, all right? Tarot shows the full story. See, you break free from something that's deeply rooted. Then you mentally wrestle with it, right? Then here comes the magician. You step into your magician energy. You reclaim your power. And then you free your mind. And then you step into emotional control. It's beautiful, Capricorn. This is transformation. For some of you, this is breaking a family pattern. For others, it could be releasing a mindset that kept you stuck. For others, this is finally seeing something clearly that you were once blind to. But this message is clear. You're not trapped. You were conditioned to think you were, and now you see differently. You move differently. You become different. Capricorn, you're not stuck. You're free. The only question is now, will you move like it? All right, Capricorn, this is what I have for you. If this resonated, drop your sign below. Let me know how this is playing out for you. And from the trenches to the cosmos, stay blessed, and I'll see you next time.